Hi, Jason Vaughan, portrait photographer. I'm here today for Pixapro at the fantastic Aura studio near Northampton. And today we're just going to talk about the optical snoot, or we're going to talk about one of the optical snoots. So the one that I've got here is the EF mount optical snoot. So what is an optical snoot? Basically, it's a snoot that fits on the front of your light. You then add a lens onto the front of this, and it will project the light onto your subject or onto your background. Then by use of this little mount here, you can either add one of the Gobos, you get a few in the box, or you can buy some extras, or you can add a coloured gel, or you can even add a little slide into there to project an actual image. So you can project an image onto the background or onto your model, or you can project the patterns. So there's various different patterns that you get. Nice metal little slide. So that will fit into there. So that's the holder that will then allow you to mount that onto the optical snoot. And then take your optical snoot and you would mount this onto your flash. So this one has a Bowens mount on it. So you mount that onto your flash so the tube is in there, the flash tube. And on the front you mount a lens. Now it works best with fast lenses, so wide open apertures. So we've got here a Canon 50mm f1.2. So we line it all up, same as you would line it up, fitting it to your camera, and lock it into place. This is then mounted on the flash, as I've said. You then take your little holder with your chosen Gobo gel or slide in it, mount it into there, and as it fires the light through there, with the Gobos you'll get different areas in shadow, some in light, so you fire the pattern onto your subject, be it the background or the person you're photographing or whatever. By use of the lens's manual focus, you can then focus that light so that your pattern will have either sharp edges or softer edges, depending on what effect you want to achieve. So quite a handy piece of kit. Very simple, easy to use, but very effective. And you can get a good deal of different effects, either on the background or, as I keep saying, on your subject by using the optical snoot. So what we're going to do now is we're going to mount this on a light and we're going to project it onto a wall or onto a backdrop so that you can just see how it is actually going to project the light, how it's going to work when the flash is going off. And then we're going to do a shoot with a model who's turning up and just use it in a couple of different ways, with a couple of different setups, just to give you some ideas what you can do with an optical snoot. By no means am I going to tell you everything you can do with an optical snoot, because that is down to your imagination and your creativity. So, a little dark in here. This is just so you can actually see what's going on. So I've got an LED constant light so you can see it, but obviously with a flash you would need to have the modelling bulb on to see what you're doing. Most flashes modelling lights that aren't really powerful enough, so it's quite difficult to see sometimes the pattern. So I tend to line it up, aim it at the subject, and then take a few shots just to make sure I've got it in the right position. But what we're going to do now is I'm just going to turn this on and we're going to project it onto the wall. So you can see there I've got a Gobo in with a pattern, and you can see that pattern, and if I get the focus ring now on this, you can see that I can focus it to make it so it's really, really sharp and clear, or I can defocus to give you a softer effect, all depending on what you're wanting to achieve when you do your shoot. And it looks like I've got something in my Gobo there as well, so that needs a clean. You can see there the effect that you can have, just quite nicely projecting just a Gobo onto the subject. So if I take that out now, so it's just projecting light. So we could just put just the coloured gel in, but all I'm going to do this time is I'm going to add a gel with the actual Gobo that's in there. So bear with me while I get this done. So I've got the gel in now. I'm just going to pop this back into the wrong way around. I'm just going to pop this back into the light or into the optical snoot. And you can see there we've got the pattern, but we've got a little bit of colour to it. And again, you can still play with the focus, get it sharp, nicely in focus, or you can defocus it to get a softer effect, depending on what you're trying to achieve. As I said before, as well as having the gobos, you have and the gels, you have the image slides, so you can just slip one of these in. Into the holder. Pop that back in, and you can project an image. Now obviously I'm off to one side, so you can see that that's on a little bit of an angle, but you can put this directly behind your subject and project whatever you want onto the background, and again you can just focus and defocus until you get the effect that you want. So I'm going to take that now, and I'm going to try that with the model. So I'm here now at Aura Studio. I've got Georgia Brown, fabulous model, has agreed to put up with me for a little while, and we're just going to go through some of the stuff, not everything that you can do with it, but some of the stuff that you can do with the Pixapro Optical Snoot. So we've got it set up now for a little portrait. We've just got one of the gobos in, throwing a pattern on, and we've got the nice big softbox to just add a little bit of fill. Okay, so I'm going to show you how it works on its own, and I'm going to show you how it works with the fill. So we're just going to take a few shots with this setup so you can see. Yeah, it's fabulous. That's good. Hold it there for me. Just turn the head just a little bit. That's it. Gorgeous. Stay there. Oh, you almost look as good as me there, George. Just stay there for me. Okay. Just gonna. Now, as mentioned previously, you can, with the lens, just defocus the pattern a little bit so you get a softer pattern. So we're going to show you what that looks like. Hold that there for me. Now a little bit softer. Stay there. Or as we had earlier with the other ones, you can have it nice and sharp, so you get nice crisp edges to the shadow. Okay, so what I'm basically doing is I'm projecting the pattern onto Georgia's face. I can, as I said, defocus it so we get softer edges to the light pattern, or I can focus it in so it's sharper and clearer. And then I'm just adding a nice big fill just to lift the shadows on it again. So we still get the pattern, but we get to see more of the fabulous model rather than just the lines that are visible when you've got the gobo in the projector. So I'm going to carry on and do some more. Just turn the head a little bit more to me and then lean towards the light a little. That's it. But keep the head turned to me. Turn, turn, turn. Stop. Look beautiful. Excellent. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to change it around, and I'm going to use the same modifier for the key light now, but I'm going to switch this around, put it on a lower stand, and we're just going to project some different patterns and some stuff onto the background so that we can see how it can be used as a background light. So what we've done now is we've just changed it around a little bit. We've still got this soft box at the front, but this is now the key light. So this is adding a nice bit of portrait lighting onto Georgia. And we've moved the optical snoot with the light round to the back. And this time what I've done is I've gone for a gobo and a coloured gel. So as well as projecting the pattern, we're also going to get a colour within that pattern. Okay, as before, I'm going to show you just the key light, and then we'll add the gobo in so you can see it as it builds up. There, that's it. Hold that for me. That's nice. Hold that right there. It's a nice bit of portrait light in there. Nice big softbox, just giving its own fill, a little bit of a wraparound effect. And now what we're going to do, we're just going to turn the Gobo on, or the Optical Snoot on rather. And we're just going to project a little bit of colour with the pattern onto that wall behind Georgia. Do another one there. Beautiful, hold that. Fantastic. Always a good idea to let the model know what's going on.
Oh, that's lovely. I see that red.
You see that red? Well, I'm glad, because it'd be a bit embarrassing if you couldn't. So, used it as a key light with a little bit of fill from the softbox. Now we've just used it as a projector for the background. Now we're going to change it around and we're going to do something else. So again, we've changed the setup now. We're doing something a little different. What I've done is I've got the Gobo in that imitates a blind. Now I know we've got beautiful, huge windows here, but we're going to pretend that we haven't. And we're going to pretend that we're trying to create window light through a blind onto the model so that we can see those lines and that pattern. And Georgia's going to just do what she does best and look fabulous and make me look good. So let's get some shots. So again, I'm just going to shoot without the fill. So I'm doing the same thing. I've got the Gobo on the projector. Go back just a little bit for me. So I've got the Gobo on the projector. It's just firing as the main light. So you can see what it looks like without the fill. So it's just all Optical Snoot and projecting the pattern onto our fabulous model, who is so incredibly tall, I'm having to get out a shot on the video. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn on that fill and we'll shoot some more with the fill on and we'll show you what they're like when we add the second light. That's great. Hold that, I'm just going to shift position. Gorgeous. So just show the model some of what we've got.
Yeah, love them.
I hope you heard that, she loves them. Okay, so just a couple of different ways using the Optical Snoot, using it to project onto the background, putting on a pattern. You can use the slides that you can get with it, so you can project actual negatives onto, or not negatives, but slides onto the background so that you can put a scenery in the background, or using it as a key light to throw the pattern onto the model. So we're just going to get on and play some more, and then you guys can go and have a play yourself.